Hello, welcome to the video. Today I'll be showing you the process of taking a paper pattern, my bomber jacket pattern, and putting it onto the computer, digitising it, and also we'll be grading it. Now I haven't actually tried this method before, so it is the first time for me, but what you want to do first is take a picture of your pattern, make sure on your camera settings that you've got the grid and the level on, as this will help make sure that you're taking it a flat picture. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Then the first thing you want to do is take the picture, put it into a Illustrator document. Make sure it's a large document as we're going to need lots of room. I'd recommend at least 500 by 500 centimeters. Then make sure that you put your guides and grids on and your rulers on, as we'll be using the grid to try and line up the pattern piece, because the pattern piece also has a grid on it. If your pattern piece doesn't have a grid on it, you could go on and draw a grid yourself. That's the only option I can think of, but the paper I used was already with a grid. I set the grid to be every 2 centimeters, as that's the same as what's on the paper pattern. I've just gone and measured the line. So this line is, this is not the best method. It's actually better if you can scan it. But I want to try it this way because scanning it on A4 paper, A4 printer, is going to be difficult. If it was A3, I'd probably just scan it. So, what I'm going to do is I've measured this line here, which is 65 centimetres, and then this line here is 58 centimetres. So I'm going to just try and use the rulers on here. So we want it to be 65. So we just want it to be a touch bigger than it is. Let's try and measure it again. So we want this line. We want it to be at 65. So that is 65. Now what we want it to be this way, we want it to be 6. So I want it to be 58. I think what I'm going to do is stretch it out slightly. So now it's at 58. So I think that is about the right size. This is not the most accurate way, but I think it's gonna work. And then if I try and now line that dot up, but now, yeah, we want to try and line that dot up. So basically, I mean, horizontally it's okay, but here we want that one. That one is a little bit higher in height, so actually we want to scrunch it down a little bit. Okay. Let's try and measure them again. Let's go from this point here. we want this to be 65, yeah, which that is 65, and then we want here to be 58, which it is. Okay, I am making this up as I go along, but I believe this is the same size. So we now go into layers, and I want to maybe I'm going to keep the opacity as it is. We're going to lock that layer. So now I'm going to get the pen tool, and we want it to be black stroke, no fill. And we want to make a new layer, and we're going to call this one medium. Okay, now I'm just going to trace. So we want hemline all the way to the side seam, new armhole, and now to that notch. Oh wait, I want to go to the notch which is here. Or do we just try and do it all in one go? I think I might try and put the notches in after, because I might want to put notches in different places. So we'll go like that. And then the actual thing's going to come to here. And then we're going to join these to here. Let me just check my stroke settings. I'm going to go with 3 for this. And now we want to go that. To here. To here. Again, just going to go in the middle of these two because I feel like maybe down a little bit. And then we want to go to like that. I'm actually going to do different pockets to these pockets, so I'm not going to bother with them. We don't want to add a point to that. We want to do a new shape. Go up here to here and then down to here. We do want to do the facings, so if I start here, get it as accurate as possible. So we're going to start there, go to here, go to here, and then just copy this. And then the facing here, gonna go, okay, so I wanna go like this, and like that, and come all the way down, and just follow it. Facing. So that's all of our jacket pieces. I'm gonna just zoom zoom out. So if I can probably now get rid of this layer underneath. Just keep it there for now, or hide it. We can hide it. So these are our pieces, and obviously now I can take these away as well. But I'm not going to do that yet, because what I want to do as well is the linings. So we got jacket facing, and then I'm gonna go in and do the linings which go up to the facing, because the facing is also part of the lining. There. I'm gonna adjust this after, because I think when you do linings you have to add like an extra 5mm or something to give it ease, and do a little pleat in the back. So I'm just going to check in the book. The book I'm using for reference is I'll tell you in a sec when I go and look, because I can't remember the exact name of it. Okay. So we've now got the facing, the lining, neck facing, neck lining, and then the back and the front, which I'm just gonna show here. So the back will be cut on fold. So I could either draw a little line, either of these ways is fine. Basically what I want to do, say, because this is going to, not that, because this is going to be cut as one piece, the back, but right now I've only got half of it. So I could draw a little line like so, and put some arrows on, and basically what that line means is when you cut it on fold, or, which I think what I'm going to do, because I think I prefer this way, but either way is fine. But I'm gonna copy this over here, and then transform it and reflect it like that. Now may have to just adjust this slightly, because what we want is for those two to line up. To be fair, I'm going to just leave it like that, because that little gap at the bottom won't matter, because it's getting all bunched up with the ribbed waistband. So then we just want to probably delete these paths, and then we want to join these 2 points so that they become, has it joined them? Oh wait, I need to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it has not joined them. And then what we want to do is we want to join like 2 endpoints of the same or 2 different paths. Okay. Maybe that is done. Maybe I just delete one of these points. Nope. Don't want to delete the whole path. We just want to delete that point. No. Okay. So is there, I think if I go into the pen tool, you can delete one of those. Oh no, we don't want to do that. Maybe what I'll do is just have them like that. And then we want to go down to the bottom, and we want to go to here. And what we want to do, join, and then I'm just going to click on one of these and move that point there so it's like that. Okay, and then we can get rid of this because we don't need that anymore, because now it's just cut one piece. So I'm going to go check the lining thing. But then for the lining, I've got here from uni, when I made the jacket, how to create the lining, and it says trace off a copy of the front body pattern, remove the facing shape from the front and neckline, and the remaining shape will become the front lining, which is basically what we've got here. And then you need to add ease by increasing the armhole width to allow for movement. So from the shoulder point, we want to measure out 0.5 and measure up 0.5. So we can do that. So we want this point, direct selection. So we want this point, and we want to transform it, and we want to move it. So we want to move it 90 degrees, and we want it to go up by 0.5 centimeters. 0.5, and if you look here, the selected point should move up. There we go. And then we want to do the same. So object, move, but this time we want it to go is 180. Yep. And then we want it to go 0.5. Okay, so that's moved out 0.5. So we've done that for the shoulder seam. Shoulder point. And then for the underarm point, we want to do the same. So this is the underarm point. So we want to go move, and we want it to go out 0.5, okay. And then we want to go object, move, and this time we want to go 90 by 0.5. Hemline down at the side seam by 1 centimetre. So we want to do from the side seam, and we want it to go down 1 centimetre. Move, and then what we want to do is minus 90, and this time it's 1 centimetre. Basically what we're doing is we're adding a bit of extra fabric for the lining so that you can move easier and it doesn't put strain on the lining as if it would if we made the lining the exact size. Okay, so that's gone down. I'm not going to do the seam allowance yet. So that's the front lining. So we want to move this one across 1 centimetre. Transform, move. We want the angle to go 180. And we want it to go by 1 centimetre. Okay. And then back shoulder point and this shoulder point, we want it to go, so we want these 2 points and we want to go move, and we want it to go minus 180 or is it 360 or is it 0? 0. I want to go by 0.5. It should move both of these points at the same time, so let's just watch it as we press OK. Oh, and we moved it the wrong way. We don't want it to go that way. We want it to go, so say 0. I want it to go that way. I want it to be by 0.5 centimetres. Why does it keep moving it in? I don't want to move it in. Move. Let's try 360. Oh no, it would be 180. It's 180. And then is it by minus 0.5? Let's try. Minus 0.5. So you want it to go the opposite way. Let's try. Yes. And then move again. This time we want it to go 90. And we want it to go by 0.5 because we want it to go up. and that went down. Object, move. So maybe we'll keep it on minus 0.5. We'll go 90. That didn't work either. Object, transform, move. Yeah, I don't know what I did first I thought was right. 90. And then we want it to go by 0.5. They should both move up. No. Let's just zoom in a little bit so we can see. Right. Move. So we want it to be 90. And then do we keep it at minus 0.5? No. Object, transform, move. What's 90, 180, 270? Let's just try it. Just try that and 0.5. Okay, let's not try that. Object, move, just try 270, and then we'll just go 0.5. So it's not 0.5, minus 0.5. I'm not sure why it's not working. I'm gonna have to Google it. Okay, so it's saying select it with the direction and then use the move tool, enter 0.5 vertical. Okay. Transform, move. So we want it to go, let's just try 90 again. And then we want it to go, yeah. And then we want the distance to be 0.5. Let's turn the preview on. So what we want, minus 0.5 there, let's try. Okay. Okay, that's done. I don't know why it didn't work, but it's worked now. So now what we want to do is we want to lower these by 1 centimetre. By the way, I'm learning this as I go. So what we want to do is, let's turn preview off for now. And then we want to go vertical by 1 centimetre. Right, and then let's preview it and see if it goes up or down. Down, okay, that's what we want. Okay. Yeah, so now that we've added that ease, we can reflect. I don't want to rotate it. Object, transform, copy it first. Object, transform, reflect. Okay. Now let's go and put these on top of each other. Again, I'm not worried about that little bit of a gap at the bottom, because it is going to get gathered when it goes into the rib waistband. Oh. So, direct selection, delete those two, join these two, and join these two. Cool. And then we'll do this one. Just delete them. And we want to join these two. And we want to join these two. Okay. So that's our lining, our facing, and everything done.